Hi, kindergarten friends. Today we're going to finish reading The Fire Cat. Tomorrow is a no school day. Monday is a no school day because it's Memorial Day weekend. And then next Tuesday, we're going to go ahead and start our ladybug science lessons. We're going to learn about the parts of a ladybug, the life cycle of a ladybug, and we're also going to hopefully answer your questions about other facts about ladybugs that you might want to know. So make sure you send me those questions or those things you want to know about ladybugs, because I want you to be thinking about, what do you want to learn? All right. So with The Fire Cat, we read the first chapter. It's by Esther Averill. And we read that Pickles is a good cat and a bad cat. When he was rescued from the tree by the fireman took him to the fire station. Let's find out what happens in chapter 2. The Fire Cat. Joe took Pickles to the chief, who was sitting at his desk. "Oh," said the chief, "I know this young cat. He is the one who chases little cats." "How do you know?" asked Joe. The fire chief answered, "A fire chief knows many things." Just then the telephone began to ring. "Hello?" said the chief. "Oh, hello, Mrs. Goodkind. Yes, Pickles is here. He came with Joe." "What did you say? You think Pickles would like to live in our firehouse?" "Well, we shall see. Thank you, Mrs. Goodkind. Goodbye." The chief looked at Pickles and said, "Mrs. Goodkind says you're not a bad cat, and Joe likes you. I'll let you live here if you will learn to be a good firehouse cat." Pickles walked quietly up the stairs after Joe. Do you think he wants to be a fire cat? Joe and Pickles went into a room where the firemen lived. The men were pleased to have a cat. They wanted to play with Pickles, but suddenly the fire bell rang and the firemen ran to a big pole and down they went. The pole was the fast way to get to their trucks. Pickles could hear the truck start up and rush off to the fire. Pickles said to himself, "I must learn to do what the firemen do. I must learn to slide down the pole." He jumped and put his paws around the pole. Down he fell with a bump. "Bumps or no bumps, I must try again," said Pickles. Up the stairs he ran. Down the pole he came and bumped. He tried again and bumped. But by the time the firemen came back from the fire, Pickles could slide down the pole. "What a wonderful cat you are," said the fireman. The chief did not say anything. Pickles said to himself, "I must keep on learning everything I can." So he learned to jump up on one of the big trucks, and he learned to sit up straight on the seat while the truck raced to a fire. "What a wonderful cat you are," said the fireman. The chief did not say anything. Pickles said to himself, "Now I must learn to help the firemen with their work." At the next fire, he jumped down from the truck. He ran to a big hose, put his paws around it, and tried to help the firemen shoot the water at the flames. "What a wonderful cat you are," they said. The chief did not say anything. You see him holding up the hose? The next day, the chief called all the firemen to his desk. Then he called for Pickles. Pickles did not know what was going to happen. He said to himself, "Maybe the chief does not like the way I work. Maybe he wants to send me back to my old yard." But Pickles went to the chief. At the chief's desk stood all the firemen and Mrs. Goodkind. The chief said to Pickles, "I have asked Mrs. Goodkind to come because she was your first friend. Pickles, jump up on the desk. I have something to say to you." Pickles jumped up on the desk and looked at the chief. Out of the desk, the chief took a little fire hat. "Pickles," said the chief, "I've watched you at your work. You have worked hard. The time has come for you to know that you are now our fire cat." And with those words, the chief put the little hat on Pickles' head. Cute. Chapter 3. The Old Tree. Pickles made friends with all the firemen, but he did not make friends with any cats. When cats came to the firehouse to look at the trucks, Pickles chased them away. The chief called to Pickles, to him and said, "A fire cat must be kind to everyone. You must be good to other cats." Little by little, Pickles learned to be good to the cats he met. He made friends with them too. Then all the cats loved to come to the firehouse. On rainy days, most cats stayed at home, and Pickles sat upstairs with the fireman. One rainy day, as he sat there, he thought to himself, "How bad I was when I chased the other cats. Once I chased a little cat up a tree. Oh me, oh my, why did I do that?" Suddenly, Pickles heard the chief call out, "Cat in a tree!" Fireman Joe and the two other men slid down the pole. Pickles slid down after them. He heard the chief say, "The tree is in the old yard next to Mrs. Goodkind's house." "Oh," thought Pickles, "that's the yard where I lived, and that's the tree." Pickles jumped up on the truck with the 3 firemen. Away they rode to the yard, and there in the wind and the rain stood Mrs. Goodkind, pointing to a very little cat. The fireman put a ladder against the tree. The ladder scared the little cat, and she ran to a high branch where a fireman could not go. Joe said to Mrs. Goodkind, "I don't know what to do." But Pickles knew. He began to climb the ladder. Pickles climbed up and up and up. It was hard work, but at last he came to the top of the ladder. Then he climbed up the tree until he came to the little cat. "Come, cat," he said to her, "let me help you." He picked her up and took her gently down to Mrs. Goodkind. Mrs. Goodkind thanked Pickles. Then she said to him, "I always knew that someday you would do big things. Today you've done something very big." Pickles waved a paw at her as if to say, "Mrs. Goodkind, this is only a beginning." And he rode home to the firehouse, a proud and happy cat. The end. I love that story. Did you see my cats jumping up behind during my story? Oh, goodness. They just love being up by whatever flowers I put up there. But that's okay. It's an okay place for them to be because it's a desk. All right. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I will see you Tuesday. We're going to go ahead and do those ladybug facts on Tuesday. I'm really excited to start my ladybug books. And have a safe, happy weekend. Bye-bye.